In August, the Bay Area experienced some of its most destructive wildfires ever recorded, and along with them, dangerous levels of air pollution. In fact, during the week of August 22nd, parts of the Bay Area had the worst air quality on the planet. Wildfire smoke is a serious and sometimes deadly public health concern. But what exactly makes it different from regular air pollution? And why is it so dangerous? This is an air quality index map showing air pollution in Northern California on August 20th. The higher the number and the darker the color you see on the map, the worse the air quality is in that region. As wildfires tore through Northern California, many Bay Area counties reached red or unhealthy levels of pollution, while others like Santa Cruz and Santa Clara Valley fell into the maroon or hazardous zone. The smoke was so widespread, you could even see it from space. As it turns out, this amount of smoke is a pretty big deal when it comes to public health. And that's because of something called particulate matter, or PM 2.5. Many compounds in smoke can be dangerous, but particulate matter poses the biggest health threat. These nanoparticles are 30 times smaller than the width of a human hair, 2.5 microns or less to be exact. They're so tiny, they can penetrate the membranes of human lungs, allowing them to damage the respiratory system and enter the bloodstream. Particulates can come from many sources like cars, boilers, or power plants, but wildfires tend to be the largest source. Catherine Gundling, an immunologist and professor at UCSF, explains why wildfire smoke can be so much more toxic than other types of pollution.
One of the differences is that when houses burn down and commercial buildings burn down, there are many other constituents in that air that aren't with regular air pollution from, for example, freeways and automobile emissions. So think of everything that's in your garage, paints, solvents, perfumes, all the things that we have in our homes that burn and become volatile. Even some of the compounds in our furniture can be quite toxic when they're burned and inhaled.
When inhaled, PM 2.5s can travel deep into airways and lead to problems like asthma attacks and inflammation. Long-term exposure to particulate matter can contribute to more serious respiratory issues like COPD, heart attacks, strokes, and even cancer. And it doesn't take much for these particles to cause problems, especially in vulnerable populations like children, the elderly, and those with pre-existing health conditions.
We do believe that there are short-term effects on pregnant women. We have some data regarding that, and potentially long-term effects on the smallest of children, especially under 30 days of age, who are exposed to significant wildfire smoke. We're very concerned about those long-term effects.
Negative health impacts from particulate matter start to show up at concentrations of about 37 micrograms, which is the equivalent of smoking about 1.6 cigarettes a day. But during the week of August 20th, air quality in the Bay Area reached an index of above 530 micrograms. That is the equivalent of smoking more than 23 cigarettes a day. Unsurprisingly, as fire risks grow, so do the hazards associated with poor air quality. In the US alone, air pollution accounts for about 107,000 deaths annually, a number roughly equal to the amount killed in US car crashes every single year. And researchers have found that air quality-related health problems can take years off of people's lives.
So we have high immunologic responses creating inflammation, whether that happens to be a virus such as COVID. It's normal for the immune system to respond to that and create inflammation to get rid of it. But it's also normal, it turns out, to have an immune response to air pollution. So when you combine those immunologic reactions and the inflammation created, you can have combined really serious effects.
So what can you do to limit your exposure to poor air quality conditions? First, stay inside whenever possible and keep your windows and doors closed tightly. If you have an air conditioner, run it, but make sure the filter is clean and it's set to recirculate indoor air. You should also avoid doing anything that can further pollute your indoor air quality. That means no smoking, no cooking on a gas stove, and no vacuuming. Finally, if you do need to go outside, respirator masks labeled N95 or P100 can help filter out smaller particles. But it is important to note they won't help protect you from gases and smoke like carbon monoxide.